Hey, this is Dave coming at you from Pontiac, Michigan. This is where all my investment properties are, and it's been a long time since I've done a video, but this is kind of the stuff that we've been working on, and some of the stuff that we work on isn't exactly exciting. So like if we were to cut this and cut all the branches and clean this up, which we did because this looked horrible, that would not be good content in my opinion. But now we're working on stuff that's a little bit more exciting. We're doing some basement work. So this house right here, my friend John, one of my best friends since first grade, he bought this house on the auction a long time ago. And when I didn't even own the house, my son and we roofed this for John, and I built these stairs. It's kind of funny, not even knowing that we were going to ever own the house. And he just hired me for some help, and he had it rented for about 3 years. But anyways, we power washed all this. We painted this gray. My son and I just did this a few days back. We got the railing looking good. Oh, let me start in here. This, kind of show you the mindset of like a landlord when you know you're going to own houses for a long time, and that sometimes landlords have a bad reputation for not caring or not doing. And the reality of it, most good landlords go above and beyond because they know they're going to own the house for a long time. So anyways, here's the front door. You can see this threshold of this front door is way lower than this floor, which is no good. When you walk in, this floor sags way down. There's no reason for this tile to be a full inch above this floor, which this floor is 3/4 of an inch above the sub. So that's a problem. I've done this stuff a lot, believe it or not. You probably can't see it from the video, but when you walk in, there's a terrible, the whole house is sinking. You can see it right here in this chair molding. Everything's sagging. The beam in the basement's failing. Right now, Justin's down there. I don't want this video to go too long, so I rented this house out after I bought it from John. I rented this out for about 3 years. And so I did have this for a rental, but now that I've gotten it back again, even though we're building our house on Ruby Street, this has to be done. This door's shot. And the mindset of someone that knows they're gonna own houses for a long time, like look at that. You know you're gonna have to replace the door. But then the tile's wrong because it's too high up. Guys, anyone that's watching this, don't ever put floors on top of floors. If you're gonna do a floor, tear off the floor that's there previous. It's very rare that it's never, there's only like a 5% of the time it's okay to put a floor on top of a floor. But anyways, over here on this side, like I said, I never prepare for these videos, I just go for it. Even around in this area, you can just, I'm sure the video doesn't do justice. Let's just put it this way. If you put a bowling ball over here, it would crash into that wall. It's just all sagging into this one spot. All right, here we go. We're gonna go down here. You can tell we've been working. It's a big job. And I didn't even talk to you about what's going on down here. All right, here we go. So, you can tell that Justin, he's in it. We're in a job, we're doing a job. The basement's permanently, it's always been wet down here. And you can't have a good house if you have a wet basement. It just has to be fixed. Back in the day, they did not do the crock, the sump pump. They didn't do any of that. They didn't put any, I mean, you can see it right here. That's kind of why I want to do the video today. And then, one thing leads to another. The floor's sagging, the tile's too high, the front door isn't right. So that front door led all the way down to go to the main sewer pipe. We need to get this stuff done to where the basement, we power washed all of this stuff. We took out the glass block window so we have easier access for venting and for just handling all of this. All of this has to be done with buckets, carried out by buckets. We just now picked up some pea gravel. I had something to show over here. Oh yeah, the beam. So right here, here's the beam. It's always got water on it. Look at that. It's just, you touch this beam, it's soaked, it's failing. They put it wrong to begin with. This board is about, this joist is about an inch lower than the mud sill that it's 6 inches away from. This should be flush to the top of that mud sill. So this beam, we're gonna replace this beam It's a 2x8 tripled up. We're going to replace it with a 2x10 doubled up LVL, which a doubled up LVL 2x10 is probably 3 times stronger than a tripled up 2x8 of nominal lumber. So what we also did, well, why did this sag down? Maybe they didn't do a footing here. So we're not going to fix all this and put the beam in without cutting this out to make sure we have a proper footed under where the column goes. So we did it there. We cut right here the best we could around this. We're going to definitely get this. You got to get a footing down here. They could have put these stanchion poles right over 4 inches of concrete, which is definitely not what you want to do. So here's the beam. What we're going to do, take this block out, take these 2 blocks out, measure how long the beam is, and send the beam in right all at once, all the way through, right from the backyard. And what you do with that, you jack this up with the bottle jacks, the 20-ton bottle jacks. I'm gonna have about 4 of them on the job. Jack this up, go about a 1/2 inch higher than you need for the new beam. Then you have to build false walls on each side of the beam, and then you could sawzall or chainsaw the beam, the old beam out, put the new beam in, and then pop the studs out 1 by 1, and your house will be sitting on a new beam. We're gonna take these out, dig down a good 12 inches, a nice square, fill that flush with concrete to this floor, because I'm not a big fan of pouring concrete around metal, especially in a basement that's been wet. So it's better for you to just use stud anchors into the new concrete flush with this floor, and then nothing's ever gonna knock that out. If it ever rusts out for some reason, it's easier just to flush cut those stud anchors, and then like you have 4 holes. So what I'm gonna do is just use 2 holes to hold the beam or the column, and then you just drill the other 2 if you ever have to replace it. Worst case scenario, you could always shift the new column over. But yeah, we just knocked out completely the glass block window. This is getting us fresh air, because when we were saw cutting here, let me show you this too. We saw cut here a lot. This is going to be where the actual crock goes. It gets pumped out. But you can see this is a good spot where Justin is, what he's dealing with there. But you look at the footing. Nowadays, I believe the footings have to be at least 8 inches thick, 12 inches wide minimum, or 16 inches wide. It's hardly even that. The house itself, the block is structurally sound. Something's funky with this beam. But this job is a job that at least it seems to be there's kind of some cool content with this. And if anyone ever wondered old school, and this is like all Detroit homes, Chicago homes, all the major cities, all the houses that were built back in the day, before the plumbing code was to have a P-trap at every fitting, they put a main P-trap. So it drained this way. That's the side that Justin cut right there. These stand straight up. So the water drains, and it was just a main P-trap. Then they made a code where it's like, no, every fixture in the house has to have a P-trap. And all this is this right here. This is what gets clogged. Tenants flush down too much stuff. I don't know how many times I've had to have this snaked out. Not here at this house in particular. I've had it done twice here, but just throughout all the houses that I own, all through the years, I've just multiple times. And 9 times out of 10, it just stuff builds up in there over time. You know, it just, you know, the science is there where water comes down, it pushes all out, but it's just not a good thing to have. So we're gonna put it, now that we have all fixtures are to have P-traps at every single fixture, this is obsolete now. You do not need this in a house. Now, one thing we could do is we could put up a backflow preventer in case the city has a backup, but that's just an extremely rare thing. And from what I find, you put a backflow down all the way down there, that's just another thing that can mess up mechanically. And you know, I think it's probably code, but I'm sorry. When it comes to the practical use of a backflow preventer, I would rather have a tenant say, hey, my basement backed up and it's coming from the main, because the city would usually jump on something like that quickly anyway. So I guess I might get critiqued in the comments, but I know it's code to have a backflow preventer, and I'm still not putting one there. Now, hopefully the Pontiac Building Department doesn't hear this video, and I'm not giving the address anyways. But anyways, that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up, get back to work. This is Dave signing off. Say bye, Justin.
Bye.
Bye.